Hello, Star Wars fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Starlight Podcast. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a different setup today. Daddy Sheev and I, we're in the same room. All right, Dagovere, we wish you were here as well. But I visited Johnny in Pittsburgh. We're here to talk some Star Wars. It's a little weekend visit, but I'm super excited. How you doing, Johnny?
Dude, doing great. Nice to see somebody in person next to me. Dagovere, I wish you were here, bro. I'll dap you up through the monitor. All right, ready? Come on. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ah, there he is. There But yeah, still have Dagovere, virtually. How you doing, man?
Yeah, man, I'm there in spirit with you guys. I'm pretty hyped. I think it's pretty cool that you guys can do that, man. Very jelly, very hyped. But hey, man, just another tone here. We're setting the bar here. I love it. I appreciate it.
Damn right. Hey, we're coming to you next. All right?
We'll have to come
we're
to you
trying to get
next,
some sunshine.
Dude. Yeah.
Oh shit. You get more than sunshine here in Florida. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Big news. All right, this week in Star Wars, we've got the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. All right, we were waiting for it. We were waiting for it, all of us, last weekend with the Super Bowl. We were a little bit disappointed.
A little bit?
A little bit. More like a lot bit.
More like a lot of it disappointed. But we're going to dive right into it because there's a lot to cover from that. I want to ask you guys first, initial reaction. You saw, we got an announcement that we were going to get the trailer the day before. What did we think?
Dude. I'm so locked back into this. As listeners may have heard from last week, I was, as one would say, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined by that Super Bowl spot. As we talked in the pod, I think it would have been better after a trailer and more leading up towards the movie. I just think it was the wrong time for that kind of advertisement, and I can understand, including myself, a lot of people were upset, that was it. But a week later, we got the trailer, and oh my goodness, was that fire. I enjoyed it so much. There were some cool cameos in there. We got Embo again. Oh, I can't wait to dive into it, boys. But I am really back in on this. It looks like it's going to be a really fun movie, and I cannot wait to go see it opening night.
Yeah, it's crazy how much a week of a difference makes.
Yeah.
And it's also insane to me because I really don't know how much better that trailer could have been. I mean, maybe they could have dropped, something crazy in there. I don't freaking know, Darth Revan. No, I'm just kidding. But I think it was just really good, and I don't know. Majority of the people that I saw that were not excited for it are all of a sudden excited for it. It's just the power of Star Wars, baby. When it's as good as it needs to be, which is quite high, then everybody shuts up,
And I don't want to, I don't want to give myself too much praise, but I called it. Once we were getting that trailer, everybody would shut up and everybody would be happy and everybody would be hyped.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
There's still some haters, but we don't talk about them. It is still great.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is. If you're not hyped. If you're not hyped with something like Andor or the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, whatever, I just you can't make the blind see at the end of the day. Yeah. And it's not saying that Star Wars should be criticized because you guys know there are some low lows,
For sure.
But I'm hyped for The Mandalorian and Grogu, man. I think it looks like a solid movie, and we're gonna get a lot into this, but there's so much in this trailer that I was like, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah,
really.
Honestly, the biggest thing for me is the way it looks, because we talked about this being Disney Plus, and I got to give them their credit. This is not Disney Plus level. Like the Razor Crest, that's their best that the Razor Crest has ever looked.
Yes.
Everything looks, it does look like cinema quality, which I was hesitant on, but I think it works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the quality was good. I will admit, maybe I am my eyes need to be checked. I didn't see it it still looks like to me, maybe because it was a TV show first and my subconscious is like, it was supposed to be Mando season 4. I didn't notice it a ton in the trailer. Now it did say something about IMAX at the end of the trailer, and I'm sure when I'm in the theater, it's probably going to look pristine. So maybe my eyes were just playing tricks on me, but I didn't notice that a ton in the trailer, but I'm optimistic for what we're going to get on the big screen.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest complaint outside of like timing is definitely the resolution of the trailer, because I'm so sick and tired of these goddamn trailers being released in 1080p, man. It is 2026, guys. You know, we have the power of OLED and IMAX. Can we at least get these trailers in 1440? I mean, look at Shadow Lord.
Yeah.
You know, that was like a perfect example of like how anybody with like a regular TV can like actually see how good potentially this can be. But when I see the Razor Crest and those sunshine, you know, like the freaking sunset shots are just so good, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, this is a movie. This feels like a genuine movie. I wouldn't say it's as like high tier Zenith-esque of like the episodic of story of Star Wars that I would expect it to be, but it's pretty solid. It's better than I thought it was, you know, maybe because I was expecting, you know, less, but I genuinely maybe this movie's gonna be solid.
Yeah.
Maybe even pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see.
It really does get me excited because
it does. Yeah.
Because I honestly was not expecting that much. I told you guys I didn't get that spark from what we have had so far, or even the idea of like the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Like that didn't hit me to my core, where obviously other projects would, like even Starfighter. Like Starfighter, I'm locked in on that from everything that we've gotten. But the trailer just proves that like we're gonna get some good stuff. We're gonna get some treats. We're gonna get Embo. We're gonna get Zeb. Like Zeb, I think looks really, really, really good.
Zeb did look good. I thought it was good quality CGI.
I think a lot like. I saw I don't know who tweeted this, but I saw a tweet that was like, Jaro Tapal did a lot of the heavy work for what a live action Anzellan would look like.
True.
Because going from Rebels to like live action, that's a big jump, and we've seen other stuff not have that clean. Like I'm thinking of like the Pike Syndicate in Solo, like they look not great. But Zeb looks fantastic in this, and I think the fact that we saw a video game version in Jedi Fallen Order of his species helped a lot to set that groundwork on what it would look like too.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the trailer?
Ooh, dude. Man, there were so many parts. I mean, just seeing Embo, I literally hit with like let's go. Like I'm literally getting up, like celebrating like I scored a goal in pro clubs when I saw Embo again. Because dude, I will say, as an Embo stan in the Clone Wars, he was one of the cooler bounty hunters, and I specifically remember from season 2 of the Clone Wars when they were defending that village on Felucia, and this dude's like jumping on bikes, shooting people, throwing his like disc hats at people, and it's coming back to him. And then in the later seasons, he had that dog with him. In season 6, he's chasing down Anakin using the helmet shield as a snowboard. Like this dude always just had impeccable aura, and just seeing him again in the Clone Wars as a big fan of that show, that really got me. Like that fan service got me in. I will also say I really liked Mando facing off against that snake kind of thing.
Snake from the Clone Wars.
From the Clone Wars, that white snake, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later, but I was curious to see Bro had his helmet off more than he did in the entire 3 seasons of Mando, but that was also very interesting to me.
Embo also was in Aftermath. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know if Dagovere, have you read Aftermath?
Yes, and and it's funny because a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, Marak is still alive," and I'm just like, "No,
that's
not the same Anuba. It's actually a different one, guys."
He died.
Oh, he got a new dog.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I think it's realistic. You know, like it is what it is. You know, like not everything can live 5 ever. You know, in Star Wars. So rip Mace Windu, but it is what it is. But there's a lot of stuff. And you guys point out the snake, which is the dragon snake from, it's from Clone Wars. It's from Nalhada, but it's also from Dagobah. It's the one that actually tries to swallow R2. It's one of the apex predators on the planet.
Nice.
Yes, yeah. They're different species. This is my freaking nerd pocket protector coming out here talking about it, but I actually love like a whole bunch of the species in Star Wars, and I'm so glad we get to see one. And this one is freaking pale as hell.
Albino,
and,
yeah.
It was nice.
So crazy, dude. I don't know how the hell Din's gonna get out of that one, bro. Very Return of the Jedi-esque.
I was gonna say,
really cool
it seems like to me.
The
Maybe
Rancor
he gets
pit.
because listen, we know the main conflict. Well, at least from maybe not the main conflict, but like the conflict that we know of is he's looking for Hutts.
Yeah.
And
yes,
maybe like something goes wrong when he's looking for the Hutts, or maybe like the Hutts go for revenge after he is successful on whatever mission that he's supposed to be on. They send Embo, they send whatever. Maybe he gets captured and they take his helmet. You know what I mean?
That's
like
what it
maybe
looked like.
maybe they force him and then they throw him down into the pit. So it's like. That is very, very Return of the Jedi-esque. And there was a couple of creatures that we saw in there that were like giving me Return of the Jedi, giving me Dagobah.
Yeah.
I think Grogu might be on Dagobah, bro. I made a video talking about Dagobah and Grogu. I think that would be awesome.
That would make sense. I saw that he had a can of some kind, and I thought I saw something about that might be Yoda's or something. So that could be maybe a possibility.
It could just be Nal Hutta, but
maybe
in my head, I think it would be awesome.
in my head canon.
For it to be like a Dagobah.
Yeah, so that's the one thing too is first of all I love it. I love it all, honestly. I think it's pretty sick, the idea of Grogu getting some form of lesson, because I think this is going to be more of a Grogu movie than it is going to be a Din movie.
Yeah.
And when you watch the trailer, and this is why I don't like watching the trailers. The movie's the trailer's pretty much telling you everything that's happening in this movie. And one of the things is like the first teaser that we got, Din Djarin is fighting those guards outside of the door to the twins, so I'm assuming that's actually towards the end of the movie when everything is coming to an end, right? Because when he steps into that part with the cartel doors opening and the hut cartel opening with the crest on it, he's not fighting those droids are chilling. Also, Grogu is not there with him in that second phase, but he's there in the first phase, which makes me feel like they capture Grogu. And that's how they take him prisoner, and that's how they get his helmet off.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether Grogu's being shipped off or Grogu escapes. It would make sense for him to escape, just like he did on Mandalore. But where he would go, I don't know. I kind of feel like the whole movie is going to be on Nal Hutta. A lot of people are saying Nar Shaddaa, but like it does not look like Nar Shaddaa. Nar Shaddaa.
It does look like Nal Hutta.
Yeah, I mean, like especially like when he's talking to like the street food area, and it looks polluted, and that's very Nal Hutta. Like just Nar Shaddaa is very Las Vegas of Star Wars. There's lights everywhere. It looks really crazy in casinos and stuff. That did not look like Nar Shaddaa. But either way, I'm excited. I have no idea what this creature is that is talking to Grogu. A lot of people think that it's Master Yoda's master, which I don't think it is. That guy has like four eyes, and he's a literal freaking giant snake, like a Naga or something. And I don't think this guy is that same thing. He just looks like a giant lizard to me. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff in this trailer where like I just like interesting. Is this like a 3-hour movie? Because I feel like it might be, dude.
I saw a clickbait video yesterday that somebody said something about 4-hour movie, which I just don't believe. But
what?
I know it was clickbait. It's definitely clickbait.
That's crazy.
Let's rewind. Let's fast forward to 3 months and maybe it is 4 hours. But no, it does maybe seem like it will be a little longer, which I'm all for, because apparently this was supposed to be season 4 of The Mandalorian, so they might have all these ideas and concepts that they're trying to fit into a movie. So maybe it will run a little longer than a typical hour 50 to 20. I'm thinking it will be more to a 2-hour and 20-minute movie more than anything. Is probably where it'll end. But if it gets towards 3, I won't say no.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't see it happening, guys.
Maybe.
Honestly,
maybe it's just us speculating and.
I'm curious to see where this movie will end up. Are we gonna get a Marvel-esque Mando and Grogu will return in Ahsoka season what you know what I mean? Like, is this just going to tie everything into Ahsoka season 2? Because Like
and Thrawn.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, especially with them hunting Imperial remnants. Like, it's probably going to connect to the larger story that they've been telling with some of these TV shows.
I do like the fact that in the Imperial, like, we're talking about Imperial Remnant, we're going to see the Shadow Council again. Like, I think the Shadow Council will be something that is, really cool. Like, throughout this entire Filoniverse will be there. Right. We'll get to learn more about how they weaponized, like, the First Order and, like, all of this stuff. And we can see how I am very, very interested to see how the politics of the New Republic end up. Because we know that they, right after Mon Mothma becomes the Chancellor or whatever she is, the leader of this New Republic, and they demilitarize. That's the big thing, is they demilitarize too much. They demilitarize too much because they don't want...
to 1%.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Why?
Because they don't want the people to get scared that there's going to be another empire. Like, it was 30 years, some odd years of...
specifically wants to be a pacifist.
Yes.
And her whole thing is like, I don't want to do what the Empire did. And I think both in lore and as the foundation of building the sequel trilogy, it is the least intelligent thing to do. It doesn't make sense, especially with all the conflicts out there, and also just from a storyboard point of view. I never liked that idea. But it is what it is. You know,
she
it's
needs
something
Luthen
that
chirping. She needs Luthen back.
Luthen ain't
Bring
there
him back.
anymore to put her in her place.
Yeah, she needs Luthen and Cassian, because Cassian was the one putting them in place. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? You know?
Cassian.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, but yeah, really liked the trailer. What were some other parts, man, that you really liked about it?
Well, so right now what I'm doing, I have the galaxy map because I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't think Dagobah is close at all to Nal Hutta, because so basically, if you don't know, like, the Hutts, they own parts of space, and they're actually one of the most ancient races in all of Star Wars, which is, like, really crazy. Like, they were there from, like, some of the first wars ever in, like, the history of continuity, like 25,000 years back, or even further sometimes. And there's Tordaria, there's Nal Hutta, Teth, all these other planets that I know, but I really don't think that Dagobah is, like, that close. Geonosis and stuff is, like, there too. I just think it'd be really weird for Grogu to end up on Dagobah out of nowhere. It's I really do think that the whole planet, the whole movie is gonna be on Nal Hutta. So that's gonna be weird. How the hell did you get that staff? I got so many questions. What the hell?
Yeah,
right?
I want answers right now.
I really do.
Grogu does need another training arc. So...
Yes, absolutely. Especially after everything that happened. I just that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping this is a reset. You know, and the Embo stuff I think is really interesting because, you know, what do bounty hunters do? They're gonna be loyal to anybody that has the most coin, and it's so crazy that we're gonna see Embo, but I'm really terrified of the idea that Embo is gonna get absolutely bodied by Din and Grogu. You know,
I don't think so.
And Embo might have another dog dead at the end of this freaking movie,
no!
guys. I'm just saying, bro. I would not be going to Din Djarin's house with the Mandalorians are also kind of sitting there on Navarro as well. So it's not like Din is just sitting there. And then you're gonna jump a guy that literally has one of the most powerful Force sensitives at the moment, you know, who's also only gonna get stronger. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a good day for Embo. You know, Embo's a bad man, all right. But I hope it's one of these things. Yeah. I hope that it's one of these things where he's like, "Oh, my bad, Din. I apologize. I didn't know it was you." You know.
That would be a nice little tap
my
up.
fault, dog.
They both point their blasters at each other like, Did?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, dog? How you been, bro? Yo, why you pulling up on my kid? Like, sorry, man. My fault.
I need Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger type of, Grief Karga type of, Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I need.
Yeah, right there.
I really need that, dude.
Yeah, they might know each other, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, of course
he's part of the guild. He's probably part of the guild.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, and that's just one point. I don't know, man. There's so much to talk about this movie. I think they just did a really good job. I'm very curious to see.
Brotron.
You guys know what I want. Yeah, I hope that he is the biggest freaking Giga Chad.
Dude, he's on the trend. He's been getting a good pump in, since his dad died. I don't know,
I want it so bad. Like, okay, so here's the problem, right? Is that what I'm seeing now is that you have the twins. They are family. Jabba was family, right? So there might be this whole thing where Rada just absolutely hates Mandalorians and bounty hunters because who also was supposed to be guarding Jabba? Boba Fett.
Yeah.
You know? And so Boba Fett dies. Jabba dies, right? And now the twins are left over. And what is Rada? Is he just like their toy? Is he just the young gun? You know, obviously, like, you know, Hutt's lived for hundreds of years, right? So who knows what could be happening. But I really want Din to be like, hey, boy, you know, you help me out of this, move me out of their place. I know a guy that could set you up with some of this territory over there on Mos Eisley. You know, I just want Rada to be the biggest bro of this movie. Be like, yeah, you know what, Din, I'm gonna help you. You know, I want it
after
so
they
bad.
fight. You know what? He's like, oh, you know, you're pretty tough, man. Big respect.
Yeah,
and that helps him out. And he's
like
got like the
pumping
double.
irons.
Dude, he had like, I think I saw in the one part of the trailer, the double axe
is crazy,
yeah.
dude.
He's ready for smoke.
The whole time, yes, and the whole time that he's fighting Din, he's smiling. Like, this is what he's about, that life, guys. He isn't just a regular Hutt, baby. Look at those guns.
That was him in the trailer.
Oh
yeah,
my god,
dude.
Yeah, I love that's one of my favorite takes that we've gotten from this podcast is that Rada is just an absolute brotron and just literally just pumping iron the whole time. He's like, I hate my cousins, like
dude,
these guys.
They make him clean the kitchen.
Yeah, right. That would be really cool.
I would love that so. I really need that. Like, I really need that, man. Because every time we see a Hutt, they're always really shitty. You know, there is very rarely like a cool ass Hutt. You know, there's a few that are in Legends that are pretty cool. One of them's even a Jedi Force user, which is actually pretty crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I just, come on, Rada, bro. You've been away for so many years now. We need you, bro.
Yeah. Connor is watching the trailer here as we speak.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, it seems like the premise is going to be, you know, I'm still curious to see why, you know, he's after the Hutts or the Hutts are after Mando. But clearly, you know, they are, like, it was established at the end of Season 3 of The Mandalorian, which is Din is going to take on jobs for the New Republic, you know, to take out some Imperial remnants. So I see that probably being like the opening act of the movie, if I had to take a wild guess. And then I feel like a majority of it is going to be, like you said, Dagovere, on Nalhada.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it now, and I just found where Dagobah exactly is on the coordinates, and it's literally half the galaxy away. There's no way Grogu is going to be able to get on the frickin' Hydian way. These are the hyperspace ways.
Yeah.
Or the Primlingian trade route and do all these things to get all the way. He's going to need, like, Star Wars Alexa to help him out, dude. There's no
He's got a failsafe. He's got a failsafe on his little stroller. His little motorcycle stroller that just immediately goes to Dagobah.
From a Rodian baby.
I know, dude. Here's the thing: what happens if like you're just like something goes wrong with that stroller and like someone hits a random button? That baby is gone, bro. Just straight gone.
Yeah. That is a Star Wars insurance claim. Like that is, I don't even want to know.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see because honestly, in my opinion, in season 3, Din almost like regressed as his journey with taking off the helmet and realizing that he's coming back.
Yeah,
that he's in a cult.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see if they touch on that again because we do see him with his helmet off. Like Pedro Pascal is in this movie; he's physically there. I would love to see him grapple with the fact that his helmet is off because what is he like? Is he just going to go to the? He's just gonna go back to the underneath Mandalore to get baptized again.
Yeah,
he's got to grow beyond. I don't think
that's gonna be a conflict. Like I don't think that he's gonna struggle because we're forgetting one thing, and it's like Bo-Katan seeing the Mythosaur. So the Mythosaur exists, and that's a whole point of the religion, right? I just I love season 3. I do. I don't love it as much as the other two. Right. Just, to me, I don't even want to say I love it. I just like season 3, but I just can't see them backtracking that much after like setting up that, because the whole minds of Mandalore, I don't know, the convert, like, well, what does that say about Bo-Katan's stuff? I mean, technically she's the hybrid, you know, uniting all the clans together, you know, the psychos and the regular Mandalores, right? So yeah, the zealots, I guess you could say, not psychos, but what's the difference? So yeah, there's just a lot. That is actually my favorite part of the trailer, is seeing Pedro Pascal, because I don't know if you guys saw my reaction. I was like, oh my god, Pedro Pascal. I was like, what the hell are you doing here? You haven't been on set since like Mandalorian season 2. What the flip? And that gives me actually even more faith about this movie, because there was something in this outside of money that made him want to be there and shoot. It was an actual movie, you know, and he's actually acting with this stuff on. And my god, dude, he looks so pissed with whatever the Hutts are telling him, dude. Yeah, man. So I'm really excited about that, because clearly there's something that's going to be given in this movie to us from his performance and the effort being put in by Jon Favreau, that this movie may have gone a little under the radar, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'm
we will
excited.
see.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this, and I thought I wasn't going to be, but I am, and we're just going to keep talking about that aspect. But anything else we want to add about the trailer?
Oh, dude, I mean that one actress is in it from that. I'm gonna get some hate.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, I'm gonna get hate for not remembering what film that is from. Because I don't watch movies unless it's Star Wars. But I know people were excited about her appearance in the trailer. I mean,
I am.
We didn't really talk about Zeb. We talked about Zeb a little in the beginning, but dude, seeing Garazeb Aurelios on the live screen, on the big screen, I can't wait, man. He was one of my favorite Rebels characters, and I am very excited to see him just kick some more butt. You guys brought up a good point about Grogu's journey. I think it will, revolve around that more maybe than Mando, because if we think about, I know it is called, the show was called The Mandalorian, but now Grogu is also included in this title, so it might be more around, maybe not necessarily his origin, but more of his story and his journey, per se. I don't think we'll ever learn more about, like, how he was, like, born and if that's Yaddle and Yoda's kid. I don't think they would. But I think it's more of, like, his actual, like, journey now of, like, as a Mandalorian, like, it's post that, and if he gets on, if he's on Dagobah, I think that would be crazy. So, excited to see what they have in store for Grogu.
Yeah, it's also interesting to me because let's say, like, in a point of origins, right, for, like, Grogu, I don't think Dagobah is even the place to be, because I don't think it should be, like, the origin planet of these, whatever they are, right? Because we don't even know the species name of Yoda, and I that's what I think. I just, outside of him revisiting Yoda's hut, like, I mean, yeah, sure, he was around Yoda, but, like, were they bros like that, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I guess I'm a little sour at the idea of him just going back to the idea just for the hut and the staff, right? But even then, I did get pretty hyped about seeing him with the staff, because I thought that was cool.
I thought it was really cool. He was like aura walking. I was like, oh, let's go. Is that Yoda's?
I do think. I think it's not worth diving into the species of Yoda. I think that's one of the things that is sacred to Star Wars.
That would be wild if they did.
And George specifically made it a mystery that Yoda is this crazy being that has never been seen before. No one really knows what's going on with him. We've only seen a couple of them in canon. They're all extremely force sensitive. That's fine to just leave there. He's just a mysterious wizard guy, and now we have a mysterious wizard baby, which completely fine with me.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel about that, and, like, Anakin Skywalker's origins. Like, obviously we know the Force, but I don't ever want to know, like, what actually happened.
There's a lot of mystery in Star Wars. Star Wars is a mystery, right? Like, there's some magical, fantastical stuff. We don't need everything that's in. We don't need everything to be in a source book with origins. Like, it's special. That's what makes the Force special. That's what makes Star Wars special in general. So I really am, like, very steadfast in being like, let's not learn anything about Yoda or Grogu.
Yeah, I definitely am okay with that. And there are a lot of things I think that should remain secrets and keep it safe. But there are certain things I would love to know and learn about, especially about the hunt for Ben Solo.
Yes.
We jump into that.
Let's jump into it.
I do want to add one more thing about the Mando trailer before we fully switch, which I know we have a lot of opinions on the hunt for Ben Solo, which I'm excited to get into, but I know we did talk about this on your live stream, Dagovere, but for our listeners here on the pod, is seeing some of the Hutts speak in English. I'm sure it's just for the trailer, but for a little deeper dive into the lore, I mean, from what I understand, Hutts see English as disgusting, and, they would only speak in Huttese as their main language, so seeing them in the trailer speaking English, I'm 99% sure that is for people watching the trailer, because if they hear Uda Han Solo, Jabba, like how he talked, I think people would be confused. So hopefully that is the case. Yeah. Or I would be very upset.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think also they probably did it because there was that issue where like people watched Mandalorian season 3 that didn't see the Book of Boba Fett, and they were like, how the F did Grogu come back with Din? What the hell? That all happened in the Book of Boba Fett, and that's where the twins emerged. So this is probably the first time a lot of people are seeing the twins that didn't see those shows, So I think that's a good thing. Just go ahead and do that, and then when the actual movie comes in, drop that freaking Huddies bomb, baby.
Yes. Don't be speaking no English, please.
Yeah. Keep it Huddies, baby.
Yeah, I wish I could learn how to speak Huttese. I think it would be kind of cool. It's a fun language. That's just me, but I think now then let's jump into the hunt for Ben Solo.
Yeah, Dagovere, I know you have had some choice words for this, but do you want to kind of go over what there was an article that had released and some statements were made about the hunt for Ben Solo. Do you have a little synopsis for our viewers?
So, more, which I'm pretty sure we've already gone over because of all the stuff that we talked about. But Steven Soderbergh basically says that he wasted 2.5 years on the Star Wars film, The Hunt for Ben Solo. And he specifically says that he had worked for free, but he was really upset because he had made the movie in his head, and he just felt bad that nobody else was going to get to see it. It's insane. We're all very disappointed, he said. And he also said, even though that everybody at Lucasfilm had basically greenlit and loved it and pushed for the idea of this movie getting greenlit, which is what we've heard for so long and what we had talked about in general for my production experience. He basically said that what a lot of the reports were saying is that Bob Iger shot it down, right? And that they didn't understand why Ben Solo would be alive. And what in my opinion is what he's saying is, which is much worse, is that is all they said. They didn't even care to delve into the idea about how he could be alive. They just shot it down and that's it. No one heard anything about it. So they just didn't give a shit. They didn't care at all. They didn't care about the character that they created. They didn't care about the IP that they created, sequel trilogy. They didn't care about any of the shit that they wanted. In my opinion, where this idea was probably going to really recapture a lot of that momentum and put it in a good place for anything new potentially to be happening with Rey and the new Jedi Order movies. I do not understand how you have a franchise like this and are feeding the idea to people that Rey's coming back. This is going to be great. It's going to be awesome. When the anchor point of the entire franchise's character, Momentum, who's a goddamn Skywalker, has been given a script that's probably about 2.5 hours long, explaining in great detail how this guy is coming back, why he's coming back, when he's coming back, and you just say no to your own son. I mean, Disney is creating their own character. It's absolutely absurd to me. I personally think this is going to get done eventually.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
But you think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's been so much noise.
I know, but are they gonna bend to the pressure though? Like I would love that this movie came out, but I just don't know, like, the logistics of that after something's already been shot down. Are they just gonna, like, just greenlight it then? Like, I'm not sure how that works.
So my view of this is that the room where it happens, and there are some people that are not going to be in that room anymore, and they're going to try to profit. And I do not understand how you think that you can profit. And guys, I say this with no hatred or discrimination whatsoever, okay? To a character that is extremely polarizing, i.e. Rey, okay? And then not try to start something off with a character that all those people, that majority of the fans that criticize your entire franchise are actually more open-minded to at the very least kickstart or build a bridge that opens the door to whatever the hell else you want to do. You know, I just don't see it. People say a lot of times Disney is allergic to money, right? And I feel like this is one of those times because you have people that legitimately dislike everything that you've put out since 2015. And I'm not saying they're going to like it now. I'm just saying, like, this is a very good idea to get eyes on this franchise from, like, 99% of the people that are consistently making money off of your fuck-ups. And maybe this is a good idea to halt anything post-sequel trilogy outside of Starfighter. And the next movie that comes out after Starfighter should be this movie. If you do anything else after that, that is, whether it's like New Jedi Order or going to be in the same whatever time as Rey stuff, and you don't have Ben Solo back, and you don't have Finn, I don't know, man. I just, what's history if we're not going to learn from it?
Yeah, I think injecting Ben Solo into post Rise of Skywalker is the best decision that you can make for salvaging what the fans think of that era in general. Yeah. I think that post Rise of Skywalker Rey movie would be good. You put Ben Solo in there, it'll be great. I think that you can build so much off of his character, their dynamic, because that's one of the best parts in the sequel trilogy is those two, you know, with their dyad, with their interactions. In my opinion, I think that's one of the most compelling aspects of the sequel trilogy. Specifically in The Last Jedi, I think for me that is like one of my favorite parts of they're having this little dance of what they think is going to happen and what I digress about The Last Jedi. But I think if you insert them into that new order, New Jedi Order, Ben Solo can thrive, and I think Rey can thrive along with him. And get Finn back, please. Get John Boyega back invested into this franchise because he is one of the best actors that we've had in Star Wars, in my opinion.
I agree.
I just think he's important. Yeah.
I love Finn. I love Finn's character, and in my humble opinion, I think he was massively misused in the sequel trilogy. So any kind of redemption or, I guess, rework of his character into new content, I think would make me very happy. At least that would be good. But yeah, you were gonna say Dagovere?
No, I mean, like, no, you guys are hitting it right on the head, dude. It's just like my issue is like the sequel trilogy to me would have been better, in my opinion, if the story had more togetherness. And I'm not just talking about the sequel trilogy characters like Poe, like Finn and Rey and Kylo. I'm also talking about togetherness as like I just never felt like there was a true passing of the torch. I genuinely felt like it was deleting older characters so you can get more attention with the new characters, you know? And I think a lot of people would agree with that, even people that really enjoy the sequel trilogy, you know? But I think as much as people dislike a lot of they can't really agree on the sequel trilogy, right? But a lot of them agree that The Rise of Skywalker was not what they wanted, you know? So if you're going to retcon some stupid shit that happened in that film, this is probably the way to do it. But yes, John Boyega is also a huge part of this algorithm that needs to succeed. In my opinion, they are the big three. And if Poe would ever come back, which he's probably not, because we all know why, about Oscar Isaac and what he feels about Disney, there's a big four. To me, these characters are so important, but it starts with Ben Solo, guys. It starts with Ben Solo. I don't care like what people think about Skywalkers and stuff. To me, Skywalkers are Star Wars. I'm not saying that every single story needs to have a Skywalker in it, but if you're telling the story far into the future, I don't understand how the last Skywalker, blooded Skywalker, has no relevance in this story, considering that he's the literal reason why Rey is still alive. You know, I do not understand how you can look at this pitch and say, nah, I don't get it.
Yeah, Skywalkers, we know, have special exceptions within the Force, right?
Yeah,
and specifically, Ben Solo is a part of a dyad. He is that alone can give you, immense power. It can give you, immense whatever exceptions in the Force where they can write in easily a way for him to come back. And the fact that Bob Iger, who is now no longer the CEO, will no longer be the CEO of Disney, says that he can't figure out a way that Ben Solo is going to be alive. He's gone, bro. He's gone. Hit the door. Like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like, so sorry. You don't have to buy this.
Nah. Hey, goodbye.
Like, you don't have to watch this movie, Bob Iger, but it's gonna get made, and that's why I think we're seeing so many times we're seeing stuff mentioned about this movie from the creators because they're pushing it. And we talked about this, like Dagovere, like there's probably more stuff that they have that they're not telling us. You know what I mean? There's probably so much more that we have.
They would not be talking about it if they did not care. They would not be talking about it if they thought it was a shit idea, And it's so crazy to me because, whatever anybody says, they're lying about people having different views inside Lucasfilm, because that is true. Okay, you have several different generations of people coming together to make Star Wars, especially where it goes to animation to live action. But the idea that Dave and Kathy and all these other people and Adam all said, holy shit, we might have cooked.
Yeah.
It is insane to me, man. But at the same time, too, I get it. All these stupid-ass decisions that we've seen made. Just look at Xbox right now and what the hell's going on with them. So it's complete disconnect. This movie makes money. This movie makes at least $400 million at the box office, at the very least. If this is just you're putting it in there and it's a good trailer. But I guarantee you, it could do really well, man. I think it could do a lot for the franchise. I just don't understand why we have to keep talking about it, because that's all there is until someone greenlights something. Like Kathleen Kennedy's telling you to grow balls. Steven Soderbergh's saying to grow balls. Adam Driver's telling you to grow some balls. What are we doing? Not growing balls. Let's go, guys. I got like $6 under my mattress. I'll put it, to whatever you need to. Let's go.
Hold on, let me check. We got a singular dollar. This is for Disney to greenlight the hunt for Ben Solo. There you go. But you guys make some good points, because earlier I was like questioning, like we just talked. I was just questioning, like, how could they, greenlight it after denying it? But you make a fair point. The people denying it are no longer there, so I guess they already kind of have everything you might need to greenlight it if. From this article that came out, which what was the guy's name? Soderbergh. Yes, thank you, Soderbergh. 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
They have the stuff. It sounds like maybe with this new regime at Disney or Lucasfilm, just give it a thumbs up, man, and my dollar is here. Take my money.
Yeah.
It's go.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll ever happen. I mean, I do think that one of these Star Wars celebrations, we're gonna get something, And
maybe.
I swear to God, they bring Adam Driver on the goddamn stage.
You guys now got me kind of locked in now, thinking that this is a possibility based on what you're telling me.
It's just
it's
not. Listen, I know there's gonna be a lot of criticism. It needs to get away from Skywalkers. Listen, I don't think that you're wrong, okay? But I still want to have this story.
It would be interesting. It's intriguing. Of like, how could he be alive, or how could he come back? And Kylo was the most popular character in the sequel trilogy. I think that's fair to say. At least I thought he was. He was the coolest to me. So any way that he might come back, I think would draw numbers into the theater. And It also explains a ton as to why we haven't had a Star Wars movie in theaters now going on until Mandalorian and Grogu. We're going on 6.5 years. It's because this thing didn't get greenlit.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm not saying make him the centerpiece. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, he's an integral part of this story. I don't
does tell
understand
the
how you
larger
can have
picture.
Rey's story
Yeah.
without Ben's story. You know, I don't understand how you can have Rey Skywalker's story without the last Skywalker. You know, I just, I don't know, man. I can go on all day about this. I have a little sound like a stupid-ass, annoying-ass record, bro. But it's just how I feel. Like, I don't understand. And I genuinely believe, like, this is one of the worst decisions in Star Wars history. Not only to kill him off, but also to not bring him back and make this right.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there's so much potential there. And, I mean, Adam Driver is passionate about it. These people are excited about it, which is probably the biggest thing for me, which gets me excited. Like we talked about before with Pedro Pascal being more involved with this movie than he has been in the past seasons of The Mandalorian. When these actors are rejuvenated and inspired and excited to talk about a project, I think that, honestly, it just makes the project 10 times better. So please, Disney, if you're watching, we would love the hunt for Ben Solo. All right, we will do anything for the hunt for Ben Solo, and Johnny will give you his $1 to start the GoFundMe.
To start the fund. I'm doing my part. Here's my money.
You gotta get on Helldivers.
Yeah,
Is
right. That what I have to do for
we
them
have to spread the hunt for Ben Solo propaganda?
We have to do it in Helldivers. All right. That's what it's got to be.
Very nice. Very nice. Anything else that you guys want to hit while we're here?
Dude, I mean, we could talk more about the Mando trailer, but I don't know if we want to. I could go on, like Dagovere had said earlier. I could go on forever.
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about it. I'd rather just watch the trailer again, honestly.
Yeah. Do we watch it right now?
I'm probably going to watch it like after this a couple times because I really enjoy it, dude. I'm very excited.
I enjoyed it. And then I'm one of those guys that when a trailer, after it comes out, I watch about 3 different breakdowns from various content creators on YouTube.
Really?
So like Screen Crush, New Rockstar, or I think Rockstars or New Rockstars, and one other that I watch. And they point out some interesting Easter eggs, like, you know, the whole Carl Weathers shout out, which RIP, and others lore that I might have missed, and explanations into like characters. Like I didn't clock right away that snake. I think you said it was a dragon snake. That was from the Clone Wars, until it was pointed out in one of the breakdown videos. So I always find those very interesting to learn more about what we're seeing. And yeah, I'm gonna go watch it again too, Dagovere. You're not gonna.
You just need to watch it with your boy. You need to watch it with your boys. That's all.
Yeah.
I got you. You need to watch that shit. Breakdown shit. Come on, boy.
We could do both. You know, I need to watch it with the homies and then learn why what that sign in Arbesh says. I can't read Arbesh. They do apparently. Yeah. I gotta learn Arbesh.
Flashcards.
Oh, you do?
Flashcards.
Yo, do you have them with you?
I got flashcards. Yeah, they're in the garage. Yeah,
I thought they were like in your space there. I was about to say we about to learn some Arbesh.
Yeah. I literally handmade them just for that. Yeah, like for that instance. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So can you like read it? And did you know in the trailer that it said that, or did you not like try to read it?
Not when I first watched it because everything's going so fast.
Okay.
When I broke it down, I was reading it. You know, it's once you get it, it's pretty easy. It's just shapes.
So you would say you're fluent in Arbesh.
I would say that I'm on a first grade reading level.
There you go.
Definitely. I'm definitely on a first grade reading. I'm not reading it like a goddamn book, but I'm like, okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Very nice.
I might have to borrow some of those flashcards, man. I need to learn second language. I took a little Chinese in high school, but Arbesh might be the language for me. So if you can give me those flashcards, that'd be great.
Damn, dude.
Oh goodness.
That's awesome. Well, listen, I think we've been ranting about Mandalorian. We've been ranting about obviously the hunt for Ben Solo. Anything that you guys want to leave the audience with?
I think maybe last week when we didn't get a trailer, we were a little overreactionary. But I will say Maybe not. Some people. But now that I have a trailer, I am very excited for what is in store for this new movie.
Yeah.
Excited to go see it May 22nd. Hopefully with Connor. We'll see. The logistics of that. Dude is in a wedding. Gotta sneak away.
Yep.
I'll see you there. But excited for that. And then maybe now with some of the stuff you guys said at Lucasfilm, please greenlight on for Ben Solo. And as I've said, I'm happy to, donate to your cause. So let's do it.
Please.
Yeah. Anything else, Dagovere?
No, I've already. You guys know what I want, man. You guys know what I need, But I'm very excited for the Mando and Grogu, man, and I really hope that you guys enjoy your experience. One of these days we'll get to see it together. Yeah. One of these movies.
Yes, sir.
But,
well, sort it out.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, perhaps I may have been too harsh on you, but not really. I will continue this conviction until I see the product, and then I will be like, hell yes, I always believed in you.
Yeah, right.
So,
yeah.
I knew you could do it.
Yeah.
I never doubted you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, super excited for everything. I think being able to talk this out with you guys is one of the best parts of my week, and getting excited and getting hyped and making content with everybody is super fun. So for those who are still listening, we really do appreciate it. Follow us at the Starlight Pod on all socials. You can follow me at Jedi Connor, at Jedi.Connor. On everything except for Instagram at Jedi.Connor_.
That gets me every week when he has to clarify that you can't follow him on Instagram with that because somebody
Somebody else stole it. So,
they beat you to it.
Yep.
But yeah, you guys can follow me on TikTok at Daddy_Sheev. And like Connor said, you can find us on every platform pretty much. YouTube, Spotify, Instagram. Give us a follow. We'll be posting some clips as well of the pod, and don't forget to listen and subscribe.
Hell yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Dagovere, where can they find you?
Tune in to Dagovere stream every Tuesday.
Yeah. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 in the morning in the shorts. And don't forget the Dark Temple. Yeah. Yeah, just look for Dagovere anywhere, okay? Yeah.
Damn right. If you're still listening, ready up and may the force be with you. Thank you so much.